All right, Vicky's got one that she found. We've got a portable tire inflator. The idea with this is to keep it in your car, and if you need to inflate your tire, this will connect to the cigarette lighter. I think you're actually supposed to call it an auxiliary outlet now, and it will run off the auxiliary outlet and inflate the tire, and it is programmable. So this is by Rocgorld. I used to have one of these types of things years ago, and I can tell you the one time that I ever used it, it immediately blew the fuse in my car. So the company realizes that we are going to be doing an honest review. If that happens, well, we're not going to be very happy with this, so we'll see how it works. We haven't even opened the box yet, so let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so we've got a cord here for your accessory outlet. We got a nice little case with it, and we've got an instruction booklet. Okay, I'm going to take a few minutes to just go through the instructions so that we do this properly. All right, in the unit we've got our inflator. We have a hose. This hose, I believe, is going to have a locking mechanism on it because you just set it and forget it. You actually program it to your PSI that you want, or your pressure. You can actually choose whether it's in megapascals or whatever. Got a little protective coating on here. Okay, so we now need a donor vehicle. So Vicky, we're gonna have to let the air out of your tires so that we can give this a fair chance. All right, we let a lot of air out of the tire. As you can see, we're at about 12 PSI there. The idea with these tools is that you want to at least get the tire inflated enough that you can get it to a repair shop safely or whatever. So 35 PSI generally will do it. It says that it can inflate up to 50 PSI. We want to test that. So we're going to see if we can go to about, say, 42 or 43 PSI, which would fully inflate the tire and also meet the specifications of the instrument. Okay, Vicky has the car running, we're plugged in. Keep in mind, this is not a rechargeable unit. This is just a direct DC power unit from the car. So it does not store a charge or anything like that. All right, one thing we have is a light here. That'll be pretty handy if we're doing this at night. It also has a red flashing safety light here, as well as a strobe light so that you can stay safe if you're on the side of the road. Okay, the power button here will turn the pump on. The M will change your units. Right now we're in PSI. We can do bars or kilopascals, whatever. We're gonna go to PSI, and then we supposedly can program it. We're gonna go ahead and hit a target of 40 PSI. All right, let's lock on our hose there. Well, we can see that the gauge is actually pretty accurate. We measured with our tire gauge at under 12 PSI, just a bit. This is reading 11.5, so that's a good sign right there. Let's go ahead and start it. All right, well, it certainly sounds pretty powerful. Now it advertises that this is a rapid inflation. We're gonna go ahead and set a timer. Okay, so we hit 20 PSI. It took us 1 minute and about 45 seconds there to bring it up. Actually, it's at 21.5 now that it's settled. Just wanna check the accuracy of that. All right, my tire gauge is showing 25. And this is showing 21. And I know my tire gauge is accurate. So let me just check that one more time. Looks like we were just a little bit off there. 25. All right, one possibility, of course, could be my tire gauge is inaccurate. So I'm going to use another one here. 25 PSI. All right, so it looks like we've got a little bit of inaccuracy on our pressure reading, but that's all right. Let's go ahead and see if we can pump this up to about 40 PSI. All right, We don't want to overinflate the tire, and we know there's a discrepancy here. So go ahead and stop our timer there. So we're just under 5 minutes to get to what the gauge says is about 31 PSI. Let's check that. All right, we're at 35 PSI. By the way, this is plenty inflated. Most tires on most cars, you would inflate to 35 PSI. We were able to do that in under 5 minutes, actually. It also seems like it's consistently about 4 PSI off. So it's not a percentage thing, it's just off by 4 PSI. So given that, if we want to do 40 PSI, we're going to go ahead and adjust this. Let's do 36. All right, now it'll probably have to work a little bit harder here. We've got a 15 amp fuse on our accessory outlet. This is supposed to pull a maximum 10 amps, so we shouldn't blow a fuse here, but let's see if we can get to our target. All right, we're at 35.5 PSI. We're just going to check that the automatic shutoff works. And it does. It shut off at 36. So in under 7 minutes, we were able to pretty much fully inflate the tire. All right, we know that we should be at 40 PSI based on our previous readings here. And we're at 41 PSI. All right, the Rocgorld Model R8 portable tire inflator. It worked as advertised. The only thing with it, the metering on the pressure was off by 4 PSI. That's no big deal. As you guys well know, you go to any service station and use their equipment. Those readings are totally useless. So it was pretty close. But for the intent of this, keeping this in your car for emergencies, if you need to inflate your tire on the side of the road, you're going to be able to do it in about 5 minutes. That's not a lot of time at all. Absolutely worked as advertised, did not blow a fuse on the car. So I'm going to give this a thumbs up. It performed as advertised.